This segment of Dead Downwind's Wild Extremes is being brought to you by Double Bull Archery, home of the Dark Archer, and by Martin Archery, making the most accurate bows for over 50 years. I had spent the next 4 days hunting that big ape, but we never laid eyes or camera on him again, so it was time to move to a new area. This was our last day of the hunt, and I wanted to make this day count. A couple days previous, we had a great encounter with a young buck that needed just a couple more years on him. He had approached within 15 yards of the blind and tested my resolve, but I held off because you can't shoot the big ones if you pull the trigger on the little ones. So I left my Martin bow on its holder and just enjoyed a very close encounter. For this last hunt, we found a wild plum thicket that was positioned between two travel corridors. The temperature had risen considerably, so I knew we would be dealing with deer that would be a little tardy this evening. I'm a firm believer in cutting shooting lanes. I figure, why sit there looking at them if you can't make the shot? So out came the saw and the pruners, and we got busy. We got our shooting lanes cut, the blind set up, and once again got ready to capitalize on any opportunity.
Well guys, this is it for our hunt here at Diamond J. And we have given her hell, Harry. We have hunted hard. Had some great encounters. They've got some tremendous deer here. But there's times with these whitetail bucks, these big mature bucks, that they just get lucky, and I'm not making any excuses for the amount of bad luck that we've had here. We've had some great encounters, and tonight it could be we could have one of those big dogs walk up and introduce him to a tight point. So we're going to we're once again eye level with these guys. We're in our double bull, rocking out, and we're going to get sprayed down with our dead downwind because we have got deer trails coming in from actually all sides of us. But one thing we found out, we've discovered that actually, you know, when you're using dead downwind and a double bull, this blind actually helps contain your scent, and the dead downwind definitely does its job to prevent it. The other night we had a great young buck, actually probably pushing Pope and Young directly downwind from us. Never spooked. Was suspicious of the blind only because we had just put it up. And once these deer get used to them, waltz right past them. And even though that buck was suspicious of the blind, we could have pulled the Martin back on him because he was right there 20 yards from us. But tonight, I hope we have a big boy within bow range of us. So we are going to get ready to hunt.
Tonight, I had decided that if no shooter buck showed, I would do the next best thing and practice a little QDM for Scott. It was the last day of the hunt, and taking a doe out of the herd would do nothing but strengthen the herd here at Diamond J Ranch.
There's a deer coming right there. It's a doe. There comes that doe back. If she comes up here, I'm going to take her.
She stopped just short of my first shooting lane, glanced our way, and then bounded through it. Now you're about to see why I like to have several shooting lanes cut. The doe stopped to look back one more time, only this time she was standing directly in the center of my second lane.
There you go, guys. That's how you end a North Dakota hunt. I'm telling you what, we have put in our time out here. Well, guys, here's another great hunt at Diamond J, and this is the end of the season, and we have duked it out. And while a lot of you may not think this is a trophy, I'll tell you what, for me it is. You saw what we took here last year at Diamond J, and you saw what we encountered this year. Those great bucks, and we will be back. We will definitely be back next year, because this is one of my favorite places to hunt whitetail deer in the entire world. I mean, this is too cool. And it was getting late. This is the last night. We got to be in the truck in the morning. And I told my cameraman, Matt, you know, we're sitting in there in the double bull, and I said, it gets dark enough. These deer it got warm on us. The deer weren't really moving. And I told him, we get a chance at one of these does out here, I'm going to take her, because what that does, not only does it make you a better hunter as far as being better with your equipment, it's great to practice on an animal, but this helps Scott out. I mean, it helps any outfitter or any property that you guys and gals hunt out there take your does. You know, you want to keep your herd healthy. You got to have a great buck to doe ratio, and that's what we help Scott with right here at Diamond J.